Hello and welcome to our latest video about a possible KOTOR revival. This is actually done from someone outside of EA as well. And this is our thoughts on that rumour going around.
So you've seen Jonkins that Jason Schreier has made a comment about this?
Yes, there was a tweet going around that he basically said that he's seen that it's being done outside of EA, but he doesn't want to 100% confirm or deny that until he's gotten all the information.
Hi! Quick cut here because Jenkins stated that Jason Schreier did a tweet, and I normally overlay the tweet on the videos so you can see it, but I can't find it anywhere. So I think Jenkins must have seen it from somewhere else and mistakenly thought it was Jason Schreier. Just a little disclaimer, slip it in there for you. Jenkins is talking total Bologna. End of cut.
Which it tends to be his thing anyway. He's done this many times with other things, which has turned out to be true. He's just very much of, I'll get all of the facts before I'll say anything substantive, which is fair enough. I like that kind of mentality rather than, you know.
I hate it. Do you know what? It's
like,
I know something you don't, but I'm not going to tell you until you all know. So I can go, I knew the whole time, but there's no proof that I actually knew. It just, it just irritates me. If you know something, say something. Irritates me. Like the whole slasher of Dr. Specht. I know one got burned, but I can't say. Give over! Anyway.
But don't get this isn't the first time that we've heard rumours of a KOTOR revival. It's part of the Star Wars history that quite a few. I don't know if it's been more than that. I know EA has constantly hit back like at BioWare and said that then blocked them from doing it multiple times. I don't know how many times, but they have cancelled at least 1 or 2 attempts of that. So maybe it was just 2. So it looks like it's now been outsourced to somebody outside.
Jason Schreier said, "Hi, me again. We're professionals." So this time Jason Schreier is the correct name. We used an article from kitguru.net, which states Jason Schreier is who said this. Maybe not in a tweet, but any information that's wrong is on them, okay? Not us, it's on them. End of second cut. We'll never guess who the studio is that's making the game. Challenge accepted. It's going to be... I can't think of any studio names now. What the hell? My brain's just gone blank.
But the thing is, following on from that, someone else has also said that it's not not as mysterious as you think, explaining that it's not a household name most people are aware of. But then that's 2 contradiction statements for me, is it not? Because if it's not as mysterious as you think,
I'm going to guess, and it's not as mysterious as we think, but it's not a household name. It's got to be someone who's done lots of stuff before, but not major league stuff. So I'm thinking like,
Square Enix?
Would Telltale Games qualify? Do they even exist anymore? I don't even know if they exist anymore.
I don't think they do.
But they wouldn't do that kind of game. I'm not saying they would be, but is that like...
I believe they shut down, actually.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like studios like that. Like they're not massive, but they are massive. Do you know what I mean? I thought at first, when I thought Knights of the Old Republic, that style of game, who'd be good at that? And I thought, okay, well, it's not an EA game. Could Bethesda be doing it? Because
no, it's not.
That's a household name.
Their style.
So...
It's not their style of game anyway. No, really? It's more turn-based style combat. Really, could be Square. They haven't done turn-based RPG for a while, but they used to do many of them with Final Fantasies.
Would we consider Square Enix a household name? I don't know.
But that's the household name.
I mean, what's household name really mean? What does that actually... I don't really know how to translate.
I suppose you'd think of like the Goliaths, like EA, Ubisoft, Bethesda, stuff like that. So you've got to think smaller than
your taste in gaming, doesn't it, as well, really? Like who you play. Yeah. So maybe Square Enix, they probably do a good job of that, to be fair. Square Enix, they do good with story games, typically.
For sure.
So...
Yeah, I mean, if anyone could pull off a good story game, it would be Square. I would say they probably rival BioWare in their heyday, honestly. But yeah, I'm just interested to see, 1, who's doing it, and 2, if it's going to be a revival of the, a remake of the original, or a brand new version of it, or a sequel. But then we've technically had the sequel in the online MMO, so what's the point?
Yeah, I'd imagine they'd probably be better off doing like a reboot of the franchise, wouldn't they, at this point? Because it's been so long, and a lot of people probably wouldn't. I've not played it myself. I'm sorry to say. I played the Old Republic quite a lot, but I never played this one because I don't think I had a computer at that point that worked properly. So I skipped it.
Used to be. I originally played it on the 360.
What year did it come out in then? Not sure. Old Republic. Let's have a look.
Oh.
Googling while we wait.
Came out in a good old-fashioned Wikipedia
2003 for the original, 2004 for the sequel.
I tell a lie. I didn't get it on the Xbox 360. I got it on the original Xbox.
Yeah.
I know I got it on an
2003 and
Xbox.
2004. I was 13 and 14. So there's no way I played those games. Well, I don't think I had a computer at that point. I don't think I was allowed. I had a really cruddy PS2 that was barely holding on to life.
Yeah, I had an Xbox that I traded my GameCube for and then deeply regretted it. And then this game came out and I got it.
I actually really want to interested to play it, but I'd be cool to see a reboot. I love Star Wars games. I love the Old Republic, so
they're
not
good,
turn-based.
but they
I
are
can't do
quite
turn-based, so
it's less. I would say it's less turn-based and more kind of tactical. I think you can. I can't remember if you can fully turn it off or not. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been a long time since I played them, but it used to be kind of like.
How could you are?
you can queue like abilities and they do them just like one after the other in that way. Like so you can pause combat and then stack abilities and do that way, or you can do it in real time, I believe. But it's not like action based. It is kind of the old style.
So would you like them to keep that style if they did a reboot of the franchise or a sequel, or would you rather them go to a more modern style? I feel like that game style's kind of getting a bit dated now. I feel like these days people want more real-time RPG elements rather than.
See, they tried a hybrid between action and like turn. It wasn't fully turn-based because it was more like you pause combat, queue a bunch of abilities, and then bugger off to your next character to try doing something else, stuff like that. So it wasn't fully turn-based where you kind of just move in turns. But so for me, it would either be go full turn-based or action. The hybrid system doesn't work anymore. I don't think it's got really a place in it. Yeah, I would. It would love because it worked with Final Fantasy VII. I mean, people are loving the remake of that, going from the turn-based or the fake turn-based to action. They could easily do the same thing with KOTOR. Yeah. Honestly, I
think that is like turn-based is like a thing in the past now. It's not really.
Yeah.
It's sort of died with the modern gaming style. So I quite like to see a reboot with that newer modern style of gameplay onto it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it would be interesting to see how they go. I just want to see if it's.
Is when? When do we think we could see this? Because I imagine they're quite large games to make, aren't they? So.
Depends on how long they've been working on it for as well.
True. I mean, we've only heard about the EA given no more exclusivity over Star Wars this year, but that could have been in the works for a while. We don't know when that actually ended.
They might have been given games elsewhere or game ideas elsewhere to start development on games, but signed an NDA to keep it quiet. So this might have been already been in the development for like a year before we even found out about EA split. Well, not split, Possibly. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's obviously it's not a sequel, so they've got nothing to start from in the first place. They have to start from scratch.
Potentially, it could be a sequel. It could potentially be a sequel.
But even so, I mean, it's not abruptly. Like it's going to be on a new engine, isn't it? It won't be like.
Well, yeah.
It won't be like they made a game of 2 years ago. They can just kind of take it and rebuild back on top
sure.
of it again. They have to start from scratch. So
it's going to be from scratch.
Some time, I'd have thought. And that's a good 2-3 years at least, isn't it, for a game of that size?
I would prefer 3. As much as I'd want to get the game as soon as possible, I'd prefer at least 3 years to kind of give it the love that it deserves, honestly. I don't want them to rush a revival.
Yeah. So maybe 2023? 2024, we might see a Knights of the Old Republic game return to the gaming
Respawn?
Sphere? Respawn?
The ones who did Fallen Order, could they be doing
I know who they are. I'm just surprised what you're saying, Respawn.
I just thought it just came to my head. They've done a Star Wars game. They've done extremely well. They did an extremely
Respawn are EA.
EA, they are, aren't they? I just thought, I thought that as I was saying it. Damn it, they did really well with that game though. Oh well.
So, who do you guys think it might be? Is there a studio you'd like to see working on a Knights of the Old Republic game? Who would be a good
Sucker
fit?
Punch. I'd love Sucker Punch. Them doing a Star Wars game with Ghost of Tsushima combat. Oh, just give me that.
No, they're busy making the sequel. They're busy. They're busy, okay? They're making a sequel. They're busy. Leave them
What
to
if it's this? What if this is what they needed the combat director for?
Then why would they need experience for combat and Ghost of Tsushima?
because there's lightsabers in this.
You're reaching, buddy. You're reaching.
Yeah, but I want it.
But who would you like to see do Knights of the Old Republic? Let us know in the comments below. And as usual, Jenkins is going to say...
Subscribe to the channel. Leave a like to
Oh,
the
come on.
as well.
I even mouthed it. And you still...
ring the bell.
I mouthed it as you say it. And I was going to be in
Yeah,
sync. It's going to be freaky. Like mind... Nah, you've ruined it.
I saw you mouthing it and I was going to ruin you.
Excuse me? Oh my. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Yeah. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.